Hey, it's Kendi Norman, one half of Love Them Normans, and I'm coming to you today with episode 4. Yes, that's episode 4. And today we're going to talk about building trust and sustaining trust in relationships. How you doing, Mr. Norman?
I'm doing well, Mrs. Norman. How are you doing?
I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic. So today, y'all, we're going to do something a little different. We on episode 4. We're chugging right along. But today, y'all, we got guests in the room. We got them White Smiths. How y'all doing, White Smiths? How y'all doing, White Smiths? All right. So we got them on here today, and this is one of my good couples, y'all. This relationship is a healthy relationship that I've had the pleasure of watching grow. They actually just renewed their vows. You feel me? A couple months ago. So I want to go ahead and introduce them and let them go ahead and tell us a little bit about y'all real quick.
All right, yes, 10 years down and a lifetime to go.
Yes.
Hopefully we will be where y'all at one day. But Dwayne and I'm Alicia, that's Dwayne. We've been married 10 years.
Yes.
As you indicated, just did our 10-year vow renewal. And we met in college. It was actually funny how we met.
You was all over me.
Yeah, that's a lie.
She couldn't keep her hands off.
That's a lie. First off, he pinged me on Facebook. I said, who is this ugly kid?
Oh.
Because the profile picture was him of a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just not feeling it. He was an ugly little kid to me.
I had a all-purpose suit on.
Oh my God. Was it double-breasted?
No, I wasn't.
That's an insider. Y'all will never hear that one.
Oh.
Y'all will never hear that one, Facebook. Anyway.
Oh, she hit you with the
definitely
BB.
not double-breasted, but he hit me up on Facebook and like kind of ignored him a little bit. It's a cool story because fast forward, we went to college in this little small town out of that real small town.
Yeah.
One piece of shop in the whole town. And just so happened I was there with a mutual friend of ours.
Needed a ride back to
campus.
Shout them out.
I had to give her that ride. And when I gave her that ride, I was looking at them thighs.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He rubbed me the wrong way a couple times now. Because he asked my girlfriend for my phone number, and I was like, I guess you give it to him. And y'all remember them ringback tones?
Call back.
Yes. Back in the day, the ring, yeah.
In the music play.
Yeah.
So I had a callback, and he was like, "That's unprofessional."
Very much so.
What if a job call you? And I would see it just pissed me off. And I'm thinking,
but she got rid of it. So.
I did.
Oh my God.
But it pissed me off. And then fast forward, he asked me out to a dance. It was a sorority. They was hosting a ball or something. And I was like, okay, let me get it. We went out. He walked me back to the dorm room.
Shut the door in my face.
Slammed the door.
Oh my God.
And I guess it's
Alicia.
good history.
But we started out when I realized that she wasn't interested in me in that way. It just became a very solid friendship.
It did.
She was one of the people I come and just sit with, chill with, talk to. For hours,
Talk for hours.
Her roommate wasn't there anymore, so she was on one side of the room, I was on the other side. We just grew a strong foundation friendship.
Right.
And that's how it all started.
What's up?
So I just want to say, it's one pizza place in Olivet at that time. That's what I want to say first.
Okay.
That's crazy. Like how? Okay.
Dollar General, 2 gas stations, and 1 pharmacy. No, it's 1 bar. That's it. That's all.
It's a college town.
Oh yeah. Well, at the time we was there with 1.
That's some bull junk.
That's
some bull junk. So, Mrs. White Smith, what made you slam that door in that man's face?
She thought I was ugly.
No, it wasn't that. I don't know. I think for me at the time, my focus was just somewhere else. That's what it was. So it wasn't trying to get a relationship, trying to be with nobody or nothing. It was just somewhere else. It was somewhere else.
But you couldn't say good night, I'll see you another day. You had to just.
That's about. He thought he was about to come in and give him some.
Oh, that's what he thought.
He thought.
You should have slammed it, opened it back up, and slammed it again.
Listen.
He thought that's what he thought.
Oh, you ain't know who little sister that was. You ain't know it was a soldier in the army of the Lord, did you? Shit. Surprise. Shocker. Silk the shocker.
Oh, shit.
I didn't know if I was going to get some, but I thought I was going to have some type of nightcap where some type of
closure.
Something was going to happen. Like, hey, we just sit up and kick it. But
it was a long night.
She shut the door on me and was like, good night.
What y'all eat?
It was a long. They had a dinner at the ball. I can't remember.
You don't remember?
Food
is the.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just, college food.
Food is the most motherfucking important part of any event. It all evolves. It must not have been good.
No, everybody don't cook.
I know, but can we take a break for 1 second? Just can we talk about the turkey chops while we on here? Like, okay, so hold on, Mrs. Whitesmith, right? Y'all not gonna overtalk me. This is my show. So, Mrs. Whitesmith make these bomb ass turkey chops, right? They so good, and they got homemade gravy in them, right? And I just need y'all to know that I really need I want some. So if you see this video on YouTube, can you comment at the bottom turkey chops if you really want me to have some soon? Because I've been waiting for it since last summer. Okay, now that's all for that. Now, how?
Because my brother's there. I know he been waiting too. I promise I got y'all.
Girl, he waiting, anticipating. Okay, y'all. How can Mr. Dwayne Whitesmith, aka my brother, can you tell me, in your point of view, how has your relationship evolved over the years? From getting the door slammed in your face to now.
It's like Pokemon. You just gotta catch them all. We've involved a whole bunch of times. Even from maturity, from college to maturity as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where to start where our evolve came. But we did solidify our relationship. There was a lot of growing up. I say a lot on my end. I thought I was a smooth guy. I thought I was a ladies' man.
Uh-huh.
And so I was committed to her, but still showed interest.
Mm-hmm.
And other females. So I had to mature from that. So that had to mature in, and I think that pushed us apart, but then brought us back together because she saw that I really did love her, and that I always did try to have her best interest at heart, even though my actions didn't always say so. But I think a lot of our evolving was personally separate from our relationship, but it connected the relationship because it made our relationship so much stronger.
I think we had to personally evolve individually.
Mm-hmm.
All together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally we've been together 14 years, but we've been married 15 years, and it's literally been 14 years in the making. To get where we're at now, literally. I think a lot of people have a perception about what relationship is based on their experience or lack thereof.
Yeah.
And for us, we had the wrong perception about a lot of stuff until we got around some people. We started really realizing, wait, this ain't healthy. This ain't right. This is not, what we should be. Like he said, a lot of it you got to start with yourself, because if you ain't right, you can't be right for nobody else.
That's right. That's right.
The hardest person to talk to is the one in the mirror.
Don't I say it all the time?
You do.
That's actually how I made my change. Real talk. Looking in the mirror at myself, being honest, totally honest. No slip or no lie, no curve, nothing. Look myself in the fucking eyes and was real with myself. And shit changed, like overnight, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
that
you
is
gotta
so
have
awesome.
You gotta have yourself together first. If you can't have yourself together, that shit just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. You gotta get your shit right first. Once you get right, then you open and welcome to whatever. But you gotta be right. And until you right with yourself, man, that shit ain't nothing but a facade. You turn into 5 different people in 2 days. That shit ain't cool.
Okay, so what can you say that y'all attribute to the longevity and the success of your relationship in terms of trust and transparency?
Ooh, that's a good question. The first thing that comes to my mind in the state and relationship that we have now is the Almighty, the one who created us. We give honor to him every day. We wake up, God.
Right.
Because he transformed us. We didn't do it. We just accepted him and, just asked for his will to be done and make us in his likeness. And this is the result of that.
Right. I feel that. I think we're supposed to put God in everything we do, and that's what makes something successful from the ground. Like, that's the foundation of everything, pretty much.
I agree 100%, but we didn't always have God there, though, right? So, I think for me, we are now just learning how to put him as the foundation of our marriage. Prior to, you believe in God, you say I'm a believer, but you don't do what you're supposed to, that he requires. You don't do what he requires of you. So for me, prior to getting to that point, for us, it was a matter of, sometimes I'm just be 100% real. You get comfortable with the person that you're with. It's easier to just, to me, it's easier and it's hard at the same time, right? Because it's easier to just be complacent in what you already have. Or it's the factor of, it could be a situation where you just like, I've been with this person so long, I ain't letting go, I can't let go, regardless if it's healthy or not, And I think our marriage is like a roller coaster. We've had many ups and many lows.
Tons of downs.
Tons of, in terms of just not knowing what to do. Like, we almost didn't make it a couple times. And I think a lot of what contributed to us, like, okay, Jesus, you got to take the wheel because we can't do this, was our love for each other. It was because I've always just been the type of person to love unconditionally. I don't care who you is. If I love you unconditionally. Now that's to say I'm not nobody's fool. You can't walk over me, ain't gonna be no idiot. But I saw past, the BS, and I saw his heart. I knew that, beyond everything else, he was a good person, a good man. And not only that, even in all things that we've been through, and I'm not making any excuse for, for any of the, things that we've been through, indiscretions with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But he's never in his life disrespected me. This man ain't never. And baby, I laid some hands and they went holy.
You say try Jesus, don't try me.
Okay.
Don't make it seem like I was in an abusive relationship.
But you wasn't. You wasn't. No, and no, we definitely wasn't. But what they say, you could, I'll pray with you, don't play with me.
Mm-hmm.
But we can pray together now. It's just a matter of not giving up on each other. True.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, it's always a matter of not giving up on one another. But when in looking into relationships, it has to be some type of potential there that you know can be fulfilled. Though it's not a matter of because when you say not letting go, some people at home that's listening might get it misconstrued as, oh, no matter what, love. And we ain't talking about these relationships, these marriages of the people that you're listening to right now on this podcast. Our relationships are not that whatever you do to me kind of love.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. I agree with you 150,000%.
Yeah.
It's not, you. First off, you know who you with, right?
Yeah.
You know who you with.
Mm-hmm.
You know if it's going somewhere, it ain't going nowhere.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's what I said. For me personally, this don't apply to everybody. You know, if it applies, let it fly. If it don't, you need to be reevaluating. Yeah, if it don't, well, okay. Well, you corrected me. But for me, like I said, you have to look at other I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word. But it's not just. It's a million little things that come together.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not just looking at the big, like, yes, it's about the bigger picture, but okay, what is a million little things that led up to that bigger picture?
That's right.
It's not always the product, it's the process.
Right,
Yeah.
it's the process. So for me, like I said, we've had a lot of ups and downs. You know, it's not. We don't ever portray to be that perfect couple that who's never. Absolutely not. Check our resume. Y'all be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But for me, it was him, and for him, it was me.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like I said, this man, even in all things, he's never physically or verbally disrespected me. Now, there has been disrespect in other ways. You know, because when there's indiscretions in a relationship, that's a form of disrespect too, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I'm, like I said earlier, I love unconditionally, and don't get it misconstrued. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean you're supposed to be with that person either.
Right.
I think it's just, you have to assess you, first off, you as a person, who you are, and then you have to assess the person that you're with and see if it makes sense.
Absolutely. That goes back to trauma and the episode 2. It goes back to that and what we discussed and how different things show up in your relationship and how you have to make the decision at that time. Do we fight together? Do we put on our armor and we fight together, or do we go separate ways? And part of that fight, the first part of that fight is working on yourself. That's the first fucking part, because I used to find myself defensive. I used to find myself like just on the edge, like, what's up? Who want to do something? Like all the time. And it was like, what you say, bro?
No, go ahead.
It was like, why are you like that? Like, I had to really sit down in the mirror for real and like, what triggers you? What makes you feel like that? What things are occurring, or what are people saying at that time when you're triggered like that? What sets you off? And once I looked at that, I had to ask myself, now why? Why you feel like that about something like that? When you say it out loud to yourself, it seems so minuscule versus when your mind get it.
Yeah.
When your mind get it,
Yeah.
when your mind get it, your mind gonna make it big like King Kong, ugly, snarling at you with sharp teeth, drooling. That's what your mind do.
Yeah.
But when you real with yourself, when you be 100,000% with yourself, and when you tell yourself the truth, and you be like, my nigga, you are the problem. Ooh, you would have slid down a razor blade and landed in the alcohol river, because that shit hurts to have to tell yourself, it's you, me. You be like, me. You be in the mirror like, it's you, me, bitch. Who you talking to? You be like, it's him, them, her.
But that's a conversation. That's a conversation that you got to be ready for too, though.
Yeah.
It ain't as easy as it sound. Yeah, rolling off our tongue, that shit sound easy as hell. Yeah,
that shit was
go
not
talk
easy.
to yourself in the mirror. No, I'm not saying go look in the mirror and start running your damn mouth. I mean, go in there, close the door, close your mind, and be honest with yourself. That's some hard shit to do.
It is hard to do because you have to want to be honest with yourself. You have to want to change.
Yes.
Because if you don't want to, it ain't gonna happen. You can look in it, like you said, you go look in the mirror and talk to yourself, come out. But if you ain't real with yourself, like, okay, for real, something wrong with me. I need help. I got a problem. I got to get it together. There's nothing that's going to change. If you don't change, nothing around you gonna change. Not even your circumstances gonna change.
You fucking right.
You still stuck in that. Right.
You get comfortable in that mind frame.
Yeah.
That becomes your safe haven because it's what you know.
Yeah.
It becomes repetitive, so it becomes easier
You got
to
to
you.
break that routine and that normancy so that you can then get a breakthrough on something new and better.
Yes. Yes.
But you can't be scared. And a lot of people are scared to face themselves in the mirror.
Yes, sir.
But the thing about it is, bro, what you just said, that last, I'm going to piggyback off that last line. A lot of those folks are scared, terrified, mortified to look themselves in the mirror. But guess what? They finger point at every fucking body else. They got a line for everybody else. They got advice for everybody else. Ain't got a dime but giving financial advice. Ain't got a kid but telling somebody baby advice. Can't cook but telling you how to make a recipe. Don't put too much salt in that. Hair always fucked up, but why you got your hair like that? We all know them.
I got one for you. Can't dress telling you how to wear a tie and a three-piece suit.
I almost choked up my lemon heads, Detroit. I just want y'all to know that. He really playing too much.
Hell no.
Okay, anyway. So what are some techniques that y'all could recommend as far as navigating away from challenges and focusing on building and sustaining trust in the relationship? Like if you was talking to a couple that was in their 20s and they've been married for a year and the honeymoon phase, the light bulb burning out, you know what I'm saying, as far as that, like they really getting to know each other now. Like what advice can you give or what, not even advice, what life lessons can you contribute to somebody who may be listening who's younger and who may be more curious as far as overcoming challenges?
I'll tell you one thing that worked for me. It helped with our communication. We have these conversations that we call hot. Honest, open, and transparent.
Humble, open, and transparent.
Humble, okay. I call it honest because I'm being honest.
I like honest too.
So, in those moments, if I tell her I need to have a hot moment with her, she know that what I'm about to say is not to offend her, is not to ruffle feathers, but it's so I can communicate how I feel about something or how I perceive something and how we can come to an understanding on it. Or she can explain it better so that my perception of it isn't what I already feel or think.
I like that. I'm writing that down right now.
Yeah, I like that too.
That's definitely something we implemented as hot. Humble or honest, open and transparent. And I think to touch on the transparency part, I think a lot of people don't realize in order to be transparent, you have to be vulnerable. And why not be vulnerable with the person you lay up with every night?
That's the most vulnerability ever.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to let them in. And I think for years in our marriage, there was a lack of vulnerability on Dwayne's part because now we go back into as our
past trauma
and pathology, and you know what you were taught growing up. Boys don't cry. You know what I'm saying? You know, stop crying. Wipe them tears from your eyes. When in actuality, why not? Let boys cry so that they can become men.
So they can be aware of the emotion and know how to navigate.
Yeah, and know how to navigate their emotions as men.
That's right.
So, you know, we had to really go back and dig up the roots on both ends. Because I didn't even realize, I think as women, a lot of times we run toward or we run from men who are like our father, right? We have the same father. We come from the same father. And for me, I love my daddy. Don't get it twisted.
Me too, but I went far the other way.
Oh, yes. And you know, and that's what I thought as well. But in actuality, I was with the man who kind of showed, you know, and I didn't know it because I was busy running from it, that I ran into it. Some similarities of, you know, my father, but then that was a reflection of who I was. It's the past traumas and dealings that I didn't deal with, that I thought I had, you know, a grip on, and it had a grip on me.
That's deep.
That's deep as hell. We swimming in deep water, Detroit, right now.
Deep water.
I'm drowning in.
She gonna look at me soon as you say that. She looked at me.
I know when you said deep water, I was like, here it comes.
Y'all know who that is.
That's
But y'all, it's hard overcoming childhood trauma because a lot of times you don't even realize you got it till you grown.
Yeah.
And then you don't know how to deal with it.
Right, because you like, where this come from?
You don't know how it affects you until you look at your relationship.
Or until something happens and you have to address it.
Yeah.
And that's usually too late.
Because damage is done by then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You at the finish line.
Yeah, that should be pretty much over by then. I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's a lot of learned behaviors, like you said, Leisha, that contribute to how you handle things or how you deal with your partner or spouse. And I know for me, like I said, I try to run as far away from it, and no disrespect to my dad, but it's just that I know my dad, like for real. Like we know our dad. So the thing is, like some things that he has done, I wouldn't want that for myself in a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some of the things, he's not a horrible human being, but
no, he's not.
Some of the things I just wouldn't want.
Right,
so,
absolutely.
The guy before your brother had a few traits like Daddy. And sometimes as far as you try to run, you end up right there at it.
Yep. Run right into it.
And men have trauma as well.
And they do. And I think, especially in the black community, I think our black men especially are just thrown to the side because it's this, you know, this stigma that men don't cry. Men should be, you know,
Shit, I grew up like that.
Because that's what we're taught.
I grew up like that.
Mr.
Or not. If it ain't said, it's shown.
Mr. Whitesmith and Mr. Norman, can y'all give us some insight on that? On some experiences you all may have had or inexperiences you all may have had that actually showed up as trauma for you later on in life, or something, a belief or a value that you were shown or taught and how it showed up, but it was totally fucking wrong?
Shit, I grew up like that. Men don't cry. Don't get in women business in their face. A whole bunch of little shit that it seemed like at the time was making you into something, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Any human that need to release some type of pain and anxiety or expression of crying is what they want to do, they should be able to do it without any judgment or anything. Now, a lot of people just smart enough, didn't really pay attention to school, really don't know. that crying is one of the best things for you to do.
For your body, yeah.
For your body, for your mind, stress release. It's one of the best things you can do. But because we live in that type of society where people judge you for a fucking mark on your face, that's the way it is, life. A lot of people can't adjust and live to it.
And the piggyback, I think it comes down to homes with out fathers.
Yeah.
And how fathers, although their society says fathers are the authoritators of the household, fathers still need to be nurturing and loving.
Yeah.
And if young men don't have that, then they grow up seeking that in other ways.
Man.
And some through women, or sometimes it's through their attitudes of being aggressive and that hard shell, and they push people away because inside they don't know how to love themselves because they never had a father or a mother to really love them or teach them how to love themselves. So they seek that validation from everybody on the exterior because they don't know how to internalize those feelings and emotions.
Yes, sir, bro. And that's how they get messed up, steered the wrong way. And all of it really started at home, man. Even if you ain't get it when you grew, you have an opportunity as long as you live life long enough to get it right and then change it in your household. You never know how many more households you will change.
Right.
So, gentlemen, may I ask you this? What about if a young man or a young lady do have a father in the household, but they're not in the household? And what I mean is, allow me to elaborate. If there's a father there, but they're not emotionally available to you. If it's a father there, they'd be like, oh, nigga, bitch ass nigga, do this, do that, or talk disrespectfully to the kids. If it's a father there that's just there, like a vase or a table or a chair, that can be equally as detrimental to a young man or young lady as a father who's absent. Is that correct, gentlemen?
Yes, sir. You could turn a kid into an animal like that.
And one or two things gonna happen. Either that kid is gonna have so much resentment for that parent that they're not gonna be like that parent, or that kid is gonna turn out to be just like that parent because this is how I was raised. This is how my parents treated me. So I guess this is the right way for me to do things.
Yeah.
And what about the young ladies? That's their daughters.
Oh, that's even worse.
They're gonna seek men who don't barely get them attention. They're going to seek out attention from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
they're going to seek out that validation from anybody who will give it to them.
Or have the niggas ain't shit mentality.
Yep. And be with a girl.
Boy, why you keep saying that?
That's what they do.
Mr. Norman,
that's what they
you keep saying that. Double-breasted suit. Why you keep saying that?
Who wore double-breasted suit? I don't wear no damn double-breasted suit.
I want to.
Oh.
You know what? But I would like to just say sometimes an absent father is better than a present one.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes. Because if you are a father who is in a household, but like you said, show that lack of love or that lack of nurturing to your children, whether it's your son or your daughter, you can do more damage than if you wasn't there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm going to tie that up into trust and transparency. So now you got an issue with, number one, being vulnerable because you couldn't be vulnerable as a child, or you ain't nobody to be vulnerable to. And then now you can't be transparent because you don't know how to be vulnerable. And you can't be transparent with people. You ain't trusting nobody.
Sprinkle some sugar on that shit.
Yes,
so now you got trust issues with the kids.
So now you got trust issues with the kids. With everything, with everybody. Oh, well, my dad didn't show me love, so I just can't, I'm not emotional available to you. But you're not telling that person that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not, that's your vulnerability. emotional availability is not there. So you're vulnerable in that sense, but you can't communicate that because you ain't being transparent with that person. So now you don't trust them because you feel like all different kinds of emotions and feelings may or may not be there for you.
And them the kids we got running around out here in the street right now.
Man.
Yeah.
They don't really think nobody love them.
I don't know, but they be their emotions. They don't have nobody to vent to talk to let it out to.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, if they can't trust the parents, if they can't communicate with the parents, shit, teachers overwhelmed nowadays. Are there still teachers? I mean, so, you know, they don't have the resources and things that we used to have coming up. So it's like what they do. They listen to these records, watch these movies, watch shit on TV, talk to their friends about shit, watch TikTok, Instagram, and they emulate what they see.
I wouldn't say that they don't have the resources, because I actually think they have more resources than we did have growing up.
You know what, bro? That may be true with technology.
I was gonna say the issue is the lack of parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Because of technology, parents would much rather give their kids a phone and leave them the hell alone and be out their face and let me or the phone babysit or raise them instead of spending time with their kids, teaching them the morals and values that they should have growing up.
Absolutely.
Yep, because that phone ain't gonna teach you that.
So it's not the lack of resources, it's the lack of parents who want to utilize those resources because it takes time. I can do what I want if I just give my kid a phone. They gonna be on their phone. I don't care. I can go do what I want to do now.
But it's crazy because it's so much technology nowadays. Even if you would hand your kid a phone, why wouldn't you show your kid how to maximize that knowledge? Right. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's there's so much. Like, on Gigi's phone, she's 9 years old. It's no TikTok. It's no social media.
None of that.
It's art. Like, drawing. She draws all day long. Like, that's what she loves to do. Like, you use the phone for an extension of the things you already like to do or the things you want to learn.
Absolutely.
It's not to watch TV all fucking, like, you got a TV already. Mm-hmm. Like, that's really disgusting because you're rotting their minds, and a child is a gift, right? Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. Sir. That's how we feel in this house. Sir. A child is a gift from the heavens, from Jesus, from God, from Allah, from whoever you listeners believe in. But children are a gift. So they don't tap you on your shoulder and be like, hello, can you please have me? No, you lay down, you do what you do, you make them, you have them. So your job is to make sure their life is as happy and fulfilled and they learn as much and they feel loved as much as possible. Yeah. That's your job, because the world gets crueler and crueler every fucking day. So you gotta really be loving on these kids. All day long.
Yeah.
And it's just the way they treat it, the way they're talked to. They talk like that because they learned that somewhere. Somebody talked to them like that.
It's in the household.
And it's just disgusting. Y'all, I remember one time I was visiting somewhere. It was a cousin, but it was a long time ago, And I didn't have kids. And I was coming in the crib, and she was cussing like a motherfucker. I'm like, damn, who we about to fight? Like, oh my God, it's going down. Like, that's how I was, y'all, in my teens. late teens and early 20s. But, y'all, she was yelling at her 3-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Like, you ugly ass bitch. Ugly motherfucker. No, I swear on everything I love. And I'm just like, bro, like, well, not bro, because bro wasn't out. But I'm like, damn, you talking to a baby. Like, I really thought I had to tell this motherfucker, like, I thought you were talking to an adult or on the phone arguing. The kid had to be like 3. I'm estimating like 3, maybe 3 or 4. But had to be about that young.
Wow.
But the point is, like, you not Yell out them times tables at the kid. Yell out them motherfuckers. Yell out I love you a million times.
Right.
Yell out a fucking EIN to a business that you bought for them. Yell out some shit like that. Like, don't scream and holler at a kid who did not ask you to be here. That's my point.
And that's why when they become adults, that transparency is so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a kid, they couldn't be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they were transparent, they're going to get cussed out. They're going to get yelled at. They're going to get in trouble.
Ridiculed.
Nowadays, kids are transparent. People say kids are transparent when a kid's being disrespectful because they speak in their mind. I teach my kids to speak their mind. They transparent. No, you're being disrespectful. There's a way to be transparent and be respectful and still get your point across without you sounding like you're an adult when you're really a kid.
Right.
But as a kid growing up who doesn't have that space to be transparent and open with the ones who created them in their household, when they get older, they're not going to be open. They're going to be less likely to be open and transparent with those who they have good relationships with because that's not something that they were brought up in.
Right.
That makes sense.
Because
when we were children, it was stay in a child's place, and children should be seen and not heard.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
So you would be scared to express yourself.
As soon as you see 2 or more adults in the room with one of your parents or
You
both
gotta
of them,
go.
that means scatter.
Yeah. Grown folks
That
talking.
means go find something to do.
It's crazy though, because in doing that, you may be hindering a child. Because a lot of kids might be getting touched on by uncle such and such or cousin such and such, but you always tell them shut up.
Yeah.
You always tell them children should be seen, not heard. You always tell them be quiet, listen to grown folks no matter what. You tell them shit like that. I don't tell my children shit like that.
We let our kids speak their mind as long as it's respectful.
Yeah, in a respectful manner. Just say what you what you feeling.
You able to feel however you want to. That's your mind, your body. You able to like and dislike any people that you want to, whether it's family or not, and you have your reasons.
Yes.
Ain't none of that
that's still your
that stigma shit on them.
Whoever.
No, we're not doing it.
Title. That's still your insert title.
Yeah. But no, you ain't got to.
Yeah, we don't play like that.
No, hell no. Y'all do what y'all want to do.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah. You can still not like somebody, but still like as a person who works with kids, I always tell kids, you ain't gotta like me, but you better always respect me.
Right. That's right. And I'm gonna respect
as a
you.
Kid, I don't care if you like me or not. I really don't care.
Right.
But as long as you respect me, everything gonna be peachy.
Yeah, we gonna be good.
Like if you don't like me to talk to you, that's fine. But when I do talk to you, respond with respect, and we gonna keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right. Okay, y'all. Okay, I like it. I'm feeling it. So, questions, and anybody can answer. These are just toss-up questions, like you dig in the hat. These any questions for anybody. How can open communication contribute to building and sustaining trust in a romantic relationship?
The only way it's gonna work.
Communication.
Yeah. The only way it's gonna work.
I agree. It doesn't contribute. It's the whole
the whole deal.
You can have all the other.
Like, I don't even know the words to put into.
You can have all the other ingredients, and it's not going to work unless you got that.
Have communication,
Yeah.
and it's not what you do, it's how you do it. I always love the saying. I always say this: speak truth and love.
Mm-hmm.
Speak truth and love. So if your significant other is doing something that you don't like, it's a way to say that. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I don't care if what it is, if they irking your soul because of how they chew. If they irking your soul because something they doing in the bedroom right. You can communicate that, but communicate it in a way that you speak your truth in love.
Yeah.
So it's about where we go back to being hot. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. So you want to go to them, hey babe, or hey, don't, you this and you that,
right.
a thing a lot of people do, and I've been guilty of it, is you say your truth in anger when you're in an argument or something like that. Because a lot of people just deal with stuff. Oh, it's this little. I can deal with it. But some little things can turn into bigger things, or little things add up. Next thing you know, you blowing up at your significant other.
And how would they know if you don't let them know?
And how would they know if you don't let them? They not gonna know. They ain't mind readers.
Right. That's what a lot of people think, though. They be like, oh, you should know. You should know me. Easy does it.
If you don't
know me by now.
Oh, get it, White Smith. Okay. So in the context of relationships, how does forgiveness play a role in building trust and maintaining transparency? Can you share any personal experiences or insights on this topic? How does forgiveness play a role in building trust and maintaining transparency?
Shit, that's what made us survive.
Okay, who going first? Hot button.
Shit, that's what made us survive. I had to understand that shit, and you forgave me and trusted me, and I had to run with that shit. I couldn't fuck up no more. No more.
But you had, clear. I mean, you.
I'm just saying.
The thing is this.
Did that not happen?
Yeah, but the thing is this. More so than the first year was, I don't even consider infidelity because you had a fan club when I met you. You feel what I'm saying? That was y'all business. That didn't have shit to do with me. But the whole thing about it is your little funky ass attitude. Like 20 years ago, you had a funky little nasty ass attitude, and you thought you were hot shit, and I cooled you off. This water sign cooled your ass off.
Previous experience. Terrible experience.
Don't even remind me. H-O-T.
But shit, I turned out well.
You did. You turned out phenomenal. Yeah. You did. But you was that little asshole.
It made me. So I'm good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. And brother.
I think honesty or forgiveness. You don't forgive for others. You forgive for yourself. I think analogy of a prisoner. Someone do you wrong, you put them in this prison. Now, every prison got a what? A prison guard. Somebody got to guard that gate. So you put him in this prison. Now you got to stand there and guard that gate. So you can't move on because you holding whoever in this prison. They don't know they're in that prison, so they're moving freely. They don't care. But you stuck there at that gate guarding them because it's a feeling and emotion that you're angry about. So once you forgive, you can move away from that gate and move freely and not have to worry about them. So I think forgiveness plays a huge part in being transparent, because if I can't forgive you, then how can I even open up to be transparent to you about my inner feelings or inner thoughts? I can't, because if I feel like if I tell you something, you're going to hold it against me or you're going to use it against me. And then now we're right back in that cycle where I don't forgive you for what you said when I told you about me being, or in the transparent moment. So I think it's like the circle of life almost. You can't really escape it unless you deal with the roots of it.
So I agree partially with what you said. Because you said they don't care. You're the gatekeeper of the prison, right? And I agree with that. When you don't forgive someone, you are holding yourself in a prison. Forgiveness is about self. However, in the context of a romantic relationship, specifically a marriage, when you're married to somebody, you can decide to stay in that marriage and not forgive, right? So you can be in the I'm staying in this marriage, thinking you forgave and you really didn't. So forgiveness in the context of a relationship, if you don't forgive, you essentially both of y'all are prisoners, because now you have to deal with the blowback of your offense that you've done to your spouse or your significant other. And if the person who's been offended has chose not to forgive, then it's going to trickle down into the marriage and into the relationship, not just the marriage and relationship, but the household as a whole. So now it's problems everywhere. She can't be vulnerable with you. He can't be vulnerable with you. Now because you're not vulnerable with each other, you're not being transparent with each other because you don't trust each other with each other emotions.
Right. Okay. So you blew up my set with that one. You blew up my set. All this insight and all this knowledge is gonna be too hot for YouTube or Spotify. White Smiths.
We here.
Y'all was the first guest on Love Them Normans. So if y'all listen to Detroit, I need y'all to love them White Smiths. It's been 1 hour. I know y'all don't believe it, but it's true. It's been 1 hour. Well, it's been 58 minutes and 33 seconds. So we're wrapping up, but in 30 seconds, White Smiths, tell Detroit something.
Oh, in 30 seconds, what can we say to Detroit? Baby, you got something?
Shit, for all them people out there that don't believe in marriage and think that shit ain't fun.
There you go.
Y'all better ask somebody.
Ask them Normans and ask them
y'all
White
better
Smiths.
ask somebody. Shit, this shit is fun.
It's lit. Huh?
When people be like, nothing changes when you get married.
Everything changes.
Shit.
It's not just the last name change.
Nah, it ain't.
Man.
But it's the best shit ever if you can find somebody
Absolutely. I say,
that you love.
Marriage is beautiful, right? It's kind of like the what they say, beauty out the ashes.
Yeah.
The phoenix. Marriage is like a phoenix, because it ain't always great, it ain't always good. But baby, it's worth every single bit of blood, sweat, and tears
that you put in
it when you have the right person. There has to be both people who are willing to put it first. One person can't pull the weight.
And I'm going to end of this saying, you're going to get everything that you put in it, but you're going to get it back 10,000 fold.
Yes,
I'd like to thank you, them White Smiths, for being on our show.
Thank you for having us.
I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to interview you. I'd like to wish you 50 more years, 60 more years of marriage. And I want to tell y'all, Detroit, we out.